Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back for another brand new video. In today's video we have the absolute privilege to relive and go through Rangers 5, Dundee 0 that featured goals from not only our boy Ryan Jack, Danilo with the mask and the skip dog Tavernier. Nah, we are also here to relive, talk, go through and experience a goal from Dessers and Lammers in the same game. Honestly, people remember the 1st of November when Dessers and Lammers scored. Now, you might be cringing at that, you may be judging me, but just wait till you're in the shower/bath, whatever you do, and that's springing around the old noggin. You're welcome for that one, and by God, does it feel nice. And you know, people, if this is a dream, then go ahead and wake me up. Let me just live in it just a little bit longer because I needed that, you know what I mean? This grey Nasher needed that type of performance because, yes, we got the result versus Hearts. We got a perfect result versus Hearts, but the performance was iffy/bad. But the day was actually two sides of the same coin. It was a beautiful result and a beautiful performance when, despite everything on paper suggesting that it shouldn't be. That should have been a tough day. Midweek game away at a difficult place. Dens Park, they're playing really well this season, only losing 2 games. People can try and talk them doing all that now, but they weren't doing that before the game. You had the terrible weather, the traffic congestion that delayed the team bus. I mean, the team bus didn't even arrive till when kick-off was already came and gone. There was a lot to stack up there, the injury list, blah, 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 to suggest there could have been a sair night tonight, but Big Phil is going ahead and cooking, and what he's cooking is another 3 points, and more importantly, a very good performance that, again, I think he managed it miraculously, if I'm honest with you. The changes, the tactical tweaks, the choices that he went ahead and made, took Dundee to task and had them hanging on to the back foot pretty much from the first whistle to the second whistle, to the delayed whistle, and then we came back whistle. But all the whistles that happened in the game of football, and we'll get there in a minute or two, it was a perfect team performance in my opinion, where multiple people is up there for the man of the match, and that's no something I've said a lot of this season. But as there is so much to talk about, so many goals, so many moments, let's go ahead and talk about it, troops, because there's genuinely so many goals to actually go ahead and speak about. And the first thing we need to speak about is, we've already touched on the traffic congestion, the delay, the kick-off, the bad weather. We have to talk about the delay that happened and just have a little look about this, you know what I mean? I know some people are frustrated and annoyed, and yes, it could have backfired on that, but that is what one of the many things that makes this club unique. And you've seen the players' responses on their social media. They love the fact that this is a part of your sport because it's such a unique experience getting to play with fans as passionate as us troops. And it was just a miraculous display, if I'm honest with you, and it's no wonder why it's on every single player's Instagram. They've clearly made an impression on the fans, but they never made an impression on the referee, as the game got halted just 2 minutes in as Kevin Clancy trotted the players up onto the park as the old fire alarm went off regarding health and safety. And that was a surprise to me because Kamal Roof wasn't even there. But after a bit of a lengthy delay, the players eventually came back out, and the best thing you could say is the Rangers team is well and truly ready to go ahead and attack as they took the lead shortly after the restart. And look, I'm not sitting here suggesting that Dundee had negative tactics or were trying to time waste people, but what I will say is that goalkeeper for Dundee took 15 minutes to take that goal kick. But eventually when this match did restart, we were on them rapidly, rampantly, if you want. Sima was heavily involved. Danilo's movement was so damn tricky. We're going to speak a lot about Danilo as the game goes on. But it was Big Balogun, almost a name forgotten from all the Rangers fans, that did make sense on paper. And again, I think it shows you something that Phil likes to tinker with. We did talk about their strengths and weaknesses, going in and identifying, changing and tweaking it. Ben Davies has his pros, but he's also got his cons. Dundee are most dangerous from set pieces. They're big, physical. Centre half is their top goal scorer. Goldson, can he win every single header? He needed somebody else there with a bit of physical presence, and with Suter's recent injury, he's went ahead and picked Balogun, and it just worked to perfection as his powerful running had him taken off like big magic. Beguera sprinting down the left hand side, playing a beautiful ball into Danilo. Danilo has a shot. The goalie flaps it. It's a howler for Carson, but I didn't care, people, as Ryan Jack trots up there and smashes it into the back of net, proving once again Ryan frickin' Jack is clinical for a yard out. And it's amazing to see what an early goal on our side does for our confidence in our own mental health. We conceded one versus Hearts and it was absolutely devastating, but this one just got everybody feeling good about themselves. And I thought Redvan had a great game as well and should have had an assist for Seema. They actually do really well with each other combining. Seema does beautifully to turn his man, plays it back to Redvan. Redvan cuts it back, Seema spoons it wide. And I'll be honest, Seema never had his best performance in front of goal. In fact, he was slashing at a lot of things and that, but he's a 22-year-old laddie that's going to have highs and lows. I thought if you looked at his work rate, his effort, his tracking back and everything like that was again spot on, so you'll not hear me taking any digs at Seema the day. Yes, he wasn't great in front of the goal, but again, that's when you rely on other people to step up and have their moments, and we had that with a wee mass warrior. Aye, troops, come in for a few seconds. We're going to take a wee brief pause for the match recap to talk about Danilo, because I am looking you directly, tell you right now that this man could have had 7 goals tonight. Honestly, 7 goals. For the large majority of that game, it felt like Danilo versus Dundee. Shot, chance, sitter. You're going, this boy is everywhere. And obviously the sitters will come up and people will look at it. He did miss 3 golden opportunities. But let's have a wee look and maybe look at some of the positives. His movement is second to none. Again, we've already spoken about him to getting the opening goal, which is always vital. And again, he's making that run, he's using his pace, he's getting behind and getting a shot on target. But his movement is spectacular, and something I think a lot of people's forgetting now that are kind of slaughtering him for being so poor in front of goal this evening is this man is just back from a serious injury. He has barely kicked a ball for us in his right position. He well and truly has some ring rust, but he has scored back-to-back games, and he left this game with assist as well, by the way. It might take him a wee bit of time to get in his rhythm in terms of in front a goal, but he scored a vital one versus Hearts that got us 3 points. He scored one here the day that wrapped up the game and really set us on our way, and again he grabbed an assist. So if this is him rusty and still finding his feet in front of goal, can you imagine with 4-5 weeks or 4-5 games worth getting up to full speed what this man could be doing for our club? Just look at the movement, the ability to link up and bring others into place. Everything we've been starved of as a Rangers attack all season long, and we saw it from the first whistle, the second whistle, the third restarted whistle. We've seen it from all whistles this evening, and I want to give Danilo a bit of respect rather than some of the folk that's taking digs at him. Yes, would be slaughtering this if they had missed the chances he did, but let's remember, this guy is just back for a serious injury, and I'm not suggesting that this would have happened without Danilo's movement, which again was second to none. And saying that, Danny, put me through that again then, shall we? Because again, the sitters started to come. Tavernier whips on a beautiful set piece. The touch is immaculate for Danilo. Spins away for his man. He just smashes it straight at the goalkeeper. It's poor here. The ref eventually gives an offside, but I don't think that one's offside. The next couple of minutes happens. Wee Scott Wright's buzzing about. By the way, he took one down on his laces, and I'm like, it's not even left any space here. How's he kept that one down? What in the hell has Joe Rebo gone on in terms of Scott Wright's body here? And he done it again a couple of minutes later. I feel like Scott Wright should have had a penalty as well. Don't know if any of you remember this. It looked like a lazy challenge from behind, but the referee kind of played on about 6 minutes before the ball went out, and I think VAR just went, we can't give that because it's been like 6 minutes since the ball went out, so let's move on. I don't know if anyone remember that in the comment section, but please let me know if you remember it. It looked like a ridiculous challenge, and the referee never gave it. But Danilo had another good chance after phenomenal build-up play. Everyone was involved with this. Redvan, Lunny was spectacular today. We'll speak about him as the game goes on. Jacko wins the ball. Balogun to Goldson. Goldson goes a run this time. Beats a couple men into Tav. It's nice intricate passes. Pass. Jacko flicks it right into Danilo's path. Again, the touch is great, but the finish is snatched it, which again shows he's not quite at his sharp, devilishly good best. But that really was it for the first half. We had a Jack Butland save, but it was a mile offside, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But again, showing his start. We go into the second half needing that second goal to really finish this game. We've certainly had enough opportunities. We've seen this dance before and seen how it's hurted us, but not at one point did I ever worry in this game. And I think that's something you've got to give credit to, the way we were set up and the way we were actually playing. There was no or ifs. We were rampant. We were just relentless the day. It was almost a wee bit of flashback to when we were doing that consistently, and it was great to watch. I didn't want to say we showed Dundee a lack of respect, but it felt almost like that. You know, when we were piling people forward, we were gambling with runners, we had the midfielders in the box. There was no, let's keep a man here to be safe, let's keep a man here to be safe. No, it was, we are Rangers Football Club, we are better than them. let's go ahead and show it. And that's something we talked about in terms of Clement's profile. That is what he does. He doesn't overthink it. If he thinks he's better, he'll put them in the place and say, go ahead and show it. But going ahead and showing it takes me to the 48th minute, where I feel myself in a very uncomfortable position, where I've got to talk about a man headering the ball from the halfway line, using fantastic pace to burn by the defence before running in front of goal and fluffing it. As you can see, troops, as a man who's actually done this, wearing a Rangers shirt, I put myself in a very uncomfortable position to say that Danilo, who did this tonight versus Dundee, should be doing a hell of a lot better. I'm a duffer, no talent. He's got a bit of talent, so Danilo should be doing better with his opportunity. But I did find it funny as there's some similarities there between the exact movement, the run, and the fluff finish. You could maybe let me know in the comment section who was worse. For me, I was blowing when I hit mine. Danilo was probably blowing too. At least I hit the target, alright? Let's move on. And I think thankfully for every single person who's tuning into this video, we move on to a goal for Danilo. Again, he could be on his 4th goal, which I'm very appreciative, by the way, because if he'd have scored the 4, he'd have got a Team of the Week card, and I spent all week grinding his Evo card on FIFA. Now I know there's 5 people that get that reference, but you know. But speaking of Danilo, he gets his goal after, again, some great play. Sima here, lovely little pass after Jacko wins the ball, drives forward, zips it right in to Scott Wright. Scott Wright zips it to Zima, I don't know, maybe I've just created a guy, and he passes it into Danilo, where he shows a bit of clinical nature here to tuck it away to get his goal. His overall play and injection of quality deserved, and I hope I've made it a point to be, yes, he was maybe frustrating in front of goal today, but what he offered us is everything we've been starved of all season long, and I just can't wait to see consistent. And you think about it, his last 2 games that he started, he scored in. And his last 3 appearances, he scored in. So he's building towards something. But again, as we were building to success, and you know where I'm going to go in the next minute or two, didn't forget about Jackie Butland's double save just after that goal, as it takes a shot from range from, I think, Luke McCowan, who again I spoke out before the game. I do like the way he plays, low centre of gravity, can turn either foot, looks like a very tidy player. He was good against us as well. He cut inside, has a shot that actually deflects off Goldson. He's gone the other way. He gets it then falls to a Dundee player, and Butland just absolutely dives right at the ball with a phenomenal reflex. I don't know what you would call it, save to make it a dirty double. That there was the Jack Butland moment. Didn't need to do anything the entire game, but that there is the true quality, as it's a ridiculous double save, and it freaks me out, you know what I mean, because we are so good at bringing goalies in, but we're so bad at buying every other position. Is all our scouts former goalkeepers? Can somebody let me know, because there has to be some logic in this, because goalie after goalie after goalie, hit, everywhere else, miss. Now, those that remember the game knows who gave the ball away cheaply that nearly gave away that goal by the name of Sam Lammers, but I feel like it's a day to celebrate Sam Lammers, you know, and you go back to yesterday's preview video, we said, is it time up for Sam Lammers? Time's up now, there's no more ifs or maybes. He needs to start performing now, because it's got to such a toxic way that if he doesn't start performing, it's just never going to recover again. After 19 games, 1 goal in the 19 games, it was nowhere near good enough. Time is up for Lammers. There was no more bedding in. He had to perform, he had to have a moment, and for the majority of the game, I wouldn't say he was great, but he took his moment here with a phenomenal goal after Danilo should have scored again, by the way, after he cut inside, but forced Carson into another great save. Maybe that was Carson's thing, you know what I mean? He threw one in to the back of net for the first gen, but he ends up making several fantastic saves versus Danilo. But this is about Sam Lammers, and let's talk about the boy, as it's the most Sam Lammers goal you will ever see. He ran through, he cut back, and then he released one, troops, in to the top bin with a phenomenal finish in his celebration. I think you've seen what it meant. The fans all loved it and everything. We want this guy to be successful. There's not one Rangers fan on this earth that doesn't want him to be successful, but it's on him to play at an edge. He's done it for his last 4 clubs, where he's just no been what he can be, and he's just no been at it. But I like this celebration, maybe even more than his goal, because at least it showed a bit of something, and I just want to shake him sometime and say, go back to being the guy that got the big money move, and I'll just maybe fall into the trap now and say that's him, he's going to turn it all around like this, but he's definitely got something. If he just plays with that edge that he showed in that celebration, that could be the missing ingredient. But that goal, can't take anything away from him. It was spectacular, and that's after 2 minutes before when he turned beautifully and fell over as a ghost, pulled him back. So to bounce back again after falling when he was clean through, to go ahead and do that, fair play to the laddie. And again, hopefully that kicks on now a successful Rangers career. Here's home. And as that ball tucked into the back of net after Lammers, and we look over and see Dessers coming on and Cervantes coming on for Jacko and Danilo, we all had the exact same thought. We've got the Lammers goal. Can we go ahead and create the dirty double and get a Dessers goal? Do we dare ask for it? You know what I mean? And if Scott Wright goes ahead and creates it, it may create a black hole in space, but we dare to dream. And that's exactly what we got. And the way we got it, it's delicious. Get ready to see it on social media, especially the mad moon howlers that film themselves very weirdly close. Just stand back, you know what I mean? The camera zooms. I just want to tell, the camera zooms my moon howlers. Like, I just need to let you know that. But moving on for there, we need to talk about the Dessers goal, as Kevin Clancy has a major part of it. Is I think it's Luke as well. I think Luke runs into him. Lunny gets it, plays a beautiful ball to Sam Lammers. Lammers then hits a phenomenal ball out to Dessers, and Dessers sprints through and finishes absolutely nonchalant. And you're saying, what is going on? We better slow down or the fire alarm's gonna go off again. And it's beautiful, troops. It really is beautiful. And again, it would bring a tear to a glass eye to see them both. And it was interesting because we spoke about in yesterday's video, again, what do we do with Lammers? It feels like it's time up. He now needs to actually go ahead and perform. I said, do we either bench him and bring him on for the last 15 minutes to grab goals in games that we've got wrapped up, or do we play him versus Dundee? And we asked the exact same question about Dessers, and it seems as if Big Phil has done kinda one of each. He gave one a start for the championship side, Dundee, the championship winning side, Dundee, and the other was brought on when the game was done and it had a wee bit more space in it to build his confidence up, which again I think is just great management for Clement. Lammers now gets the confidence and boost again for a game that he should be dominating in, and Dessers, again, who's been struggling badly in front of goal, comes into a game where there is a hell of a lot of space and grabs a goal, and arguably, again, should have two, as he has another one pass across the line, and I think it ends up getting blocked, then cleared away. So, aye, very good management, and again, very good to see both of them on the actual score sheet. Fingers crossed that kicks both of them on to Desahan go on forward. But again, none of them is replicating the performances that Danilo has shown, in my personal opinion. But let's talk about the last goal of the game then, shall we? Because Kevin Clancy wasn't done yet. Nah, troops. He ends up having to make a wee decision. And did you notice how long it took him to jog to VAR? Like, I'm going, the camera just went to him, right? And I was like, where's he gone? And he just started jogging, and because I forgot the monitor at Dens Park's like miles away. So I had to sit and watch Kevin Clancy run in slow motion like it's Pamela Anderson in the late 80s, the Baywatch. It was so confusing for the mind. But anyway, I was quite happy with that ending. Also, as he went ahead, didn't he, and go a penalty kick as he pointed to VAR, where it was a clumsy late challenge for the young laddie that came on. There was a ball, comes a nice combination played down the right hand side with wee Ross and Tavernier. The guy stands on Tavernier's foot. It's quite clearly a penalty kick, no arguments here, and up steps the skipper today. What he kind of done versus Hearts, at least one of the two, smash it into the back of net to make it yet another goal for the skipper, and that was 5. It was well and truly game, set and match by far, and it was just an overall fantastic performance. Again, Lammers, Dessers, the goal scorer Danilo will get the plaudits. Jacko should get some plaudits. Tavernier will get some. But there's one name that I feel like is not going to get the respect that it deserved. But there was one name for me that kept the entire machine going, and it's going to surprise a lot of people. I thought Lunny was great the night, like man of the match level great. I thought he was spectacular, actually, the way he won every ball that they were trying to get down to the channel. His strength, again, just zipping it along. Again, no playing safe passage play. Every time he got it, zipping it into the right area. So I thought Lundstrom was absolutely fantastic in the match as well. And I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions. We've had some bad results, so some poor games. Let's see some positivity in the comments. Who stood out to you? What makes you happy? Let me know down there in the old comments section below. And as always, I've been CJ92. Thank you so much for watching. All the best, and bye-bye.